Good afternoon. This is Pam with Follow Your Brush and Down the Ink Hole, and today we are going down the ink hole with the very last Ink Flight subscription box. It's their 100th and final Ink Flight box, and I just started getting them last year because I wasn't aware that such a thing existed, and I've loved it. I've really enjoyed getting them. But here it is, and let me show you what was in this final box. It came with some darling washi tape. Isn't that cute? So that's cute, and you'll see how I used it in a minute. So there's washi tape. And I love this little notebook. It's made by, it has Midori paper, and the grain cover, it says, is recycled leather meticulously manufactured by workshops in Valencia, Spain, with fiber taken only from cowhide. The leather boasts rich coloring, warm texture, and is rub resistant and color fast. And that, reading that in English, obviously. But I like the size of this. It can fit in the palm of your hand. The first part of the book, it has this nice little elastic. They're lined for notes. And then the last half is Midori paper. And I thought, because I do watercolor as well, I thought to myself, if Midori paper is resistant to bleed through with inks, what about if I tried it with my watercolor? Because you know I do watercolors constantly. So I tried it, and look how cute this came out. It wasn't a heavy saturation, obviously, and there's no bleed through. So I was happy about that because I can double this as a little note-taking and a little sketchbook. And then put my elastic in the front. So I like that. Then it came with this Sailor Fude nib pen. And it is says medium fine, and hopefully you can see the little dip in the nib, how it kind of springs out there. Maybe you can see it against this. The little curve. And I filled it with one of the inks that came with the box. It also actually came with 2 cartridges, so I thought that was cool. I've got my inks, which we'll go look at in a minute. Then it came with this Rhodia pencil box, which is really kind of neat. The strap snaps here if you want to unsnap it, and it unzips all the way so you can actually open this flat. And so into this went my pen and my cartridges and my washi tape, and then can zip it back up. So I think that was a pretty cool final box, and I'm very pleased. Let's get to the colors, shall we? I already inked them the other day when they came, but we're going to do some more inking on different types of paper to see how they differ from this one sketchbook or notebook. This is Cosmo Air Light, and this is from Galen Leather. This is what I do all my swatching in when I get new inks. So here is the new page. Let's take a look. Their inks this time are from Sailor, and each ink represents a different state in the United States. The first one was New Jersey, and I did a sunshine because I was just thinking of the, as they call it there, the shore. I moved to Florida, and then we call it the beach, but in New Jersey, we call it the shore. And I did the sunshine, and then I thought, why don't I look up each state for the shape and then do my ink swatch in the shape of the state that it represents. So that's what I did, and I thought that was kind of cool. So I have South Dakota, Wisconsin, Georgia, Delaware, Oklahoma, and Vermont. And I like to keep them in order as they come out, as they describe them on their sheet. And I use the washi tape like I always do on the side, so I know the descriptions, and I try to keep them in order as I do it. This is writing with the new sailor nib, and this was a cute little octopus that was actually drawn by Vanessa Langton, if you know Vanessa. And I thought that was a really cute sticker. So there we go. Those are my colors, but now let's do it on the different papers and see how they come out. So I'm going to use my Kakamori nib. I've got my water here to rinse out after each one. And this is my ink rag. It's hot pink because if you recall, several months ago, in fact, the shirt gives testament to this as well. Several months ago, I was inking up swatches and had taken off the lid of one of my ink bottles, and not remembering that I flipped it over to agitate or stir up the glitter, and it went all over my hand and the notebook and my shirt. This was white, and all my claws. These are all been washed, and this shirt has really been through it. So that's why I wear this on ink days. But let's look at these. This first one is New Jersey. And as you saw on the other one, it's a really pretty gold. Here we are on the Life Bank paper. This is the earful, and I need to get the descriptions back out so I can tell you what they represent. Midori, Cosmo Airlight, and this last piece is the Tomo River paper, which is what this notebook is, so I didn't need to put a strip on there. Let me clean my ink off, and let me go back and read the description to you. For New Jersey, it says that New Jersey reflects the bright, joyful yellow displayed by the New Jersey state bird, the goldfinch. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to keep this handy so I can refer back to it. Let me just put this like that. That's a good way to do it. The next state represented, I can't even say that, represented, oh my gosh, is South Dakota. Got it out. I got it out. Took me a minute, but I got it out. It says this unique purplish pink color is reminiscent of the iconic state mineral and gemstone rose quartz. Isn't that pretty? And we'll see how these dry differently with the different papers. So this represents South Dakota and rose quartz. I scratched my paper a little bit there with the Kakamori nib. All right, there's South Dakota. Hope you're seeing these okay. I can zoom in. We'll zoom in a minute. And the next one, is Wisconsin. Wisconsin is a blue violet. Wisconsin state official state flower, the wood violet. This is a really pretty violet blue. Really, really pretty. I think in my pen that they sent me with the Fude nib, I put in the South Dakota color. And here we go on the Tomoe River paper. Try not to scratch it this time. That's really pretty. And we'll see how they're drying as we go here. South Dakota, Wisconsin, New Jersey. And the next one is Georgia, my home state. And this one is a dark green. It said, brings to mind the amphibious creatures, lily pads, cattails, and Okefenokee Swamp. Well, I don't live anywhere near the Okefenokee Swamp. But, so I was kind of surprised at the dark green color. That, to me, that's not Georgia. But there you go. There you go. I think magnolias and things like that. But I'm in a different part of the state than the Okefenokee. I did notice also when this dried a little bit, it looked as though it had some little bit of sheen. Even though it doesn't say that it's a sheening color, I did notice it on the other book when it dried. So we'll see how it dries on these different papers. So there you go, that's Georgia. And I'm already seeing a difference. Are you seeing a difference in these colors on the different paper? It's always interesting to me to see that. The paper makes a difference. I know it does in painting with watercolor. So I don't know why I was surprised that it would also make a difference when dealing with inks. It's still, it's a constant. All right, let's go to the, make sure all my dark green is cleaned off my nib. This is Delaware. This is also very, very pretty color. Trying to be very light with my touch so I don't. And inspired the vibrant magenta state flower, the peach blossom. So, you know, I think that would be more Georgia than Delaware. But I didn't name them, you know. So these inks are all by Sailor. So this entire box was a Sailor box. Let's get it over here on the Tomoe River paper. Let these guys dry. See how they do. Got place for two more. We have Oklahoma. Blushing color of the sweetly fragrant Oklahoma rose. My dad was born in Oklahoma. That's a really, really pretty rose color. I really do like this one. Kind of a musky rose. Very pretty. So there's Oklahoma. And we have one more. And that is Vermont. Vermont is a deep green. reminiscent of their sugar maple trees and known for their maple syrup. Have you ever had maple sugar candy in Vermont? That's really good. It's a very pretty green. So here we go. This is Vermont. Got to remember the Midori paper is cream colored, so that you can expect that to kind of look a little different. This is the Cosmo Air Light. My strip's a little short this time. And the Tomoe River paper. So pretty. What a great selection this month. And look at the changes already. Can you see this in the differences in the different paper? See some sheening taking place here. Look at the differences between the Tomoe River paper and Midori, and especially the Life Bank. Look at that. Look at the sheen and gold coming out in this one. These are still drying. My original book that I use is the Cosmo Air Light. And you can see, I think you can see the Delaware. Can you see the sheen on that? And it's so cool because it came out around the edges of my letters where I wrote the name of the ink. I hope that shows up. And Georgia has some little bit of sheening in here, as does Vermont. Just a tad. But it's really interesting to see how these are drying on the different papers. I really enjoy doing that. So this is the final Inkflight box subscription, and they've done it for 100 boxes, and this is their final hurrah. And I'm so glad I was a member and that I subscribed, and I thoroughly enjoyed getting my inks every month and my other little goodies. So thank you to Tom Otto and Inky Journaling. Talk to you later. Hope you're having a great weekend. Bye.